Have you ever played paddle?
Never in my life.
Yeah, bro. If you play paddle and you
Never in my
drink,
fucking life,
bro.
We have a dike, like a diamond. We call it a jewelry district because it's not even a diamond district. It's whatever. But anyway, it's much smaller, much less walk-ins. They have it legit. So that building is just one of, like a whole block.
Right.
And they're all full to the top of just jewelry. It's a real district. Like it's a real district.
I saw in your clip that the Trax was in one of them, right?
Yeah,
Trax
we do it again.
You walked into that one, right?
We
I recognize it because the guy got into a fight with a dude that worked there. You saw that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that shit's everywhere, bro. Yeah. No, we only use those things because it attracts more eyeballs. So if you clearly show us, you know what I mean? It's all SEO purposes. So I know a lot of people like to really dig deep into the narrative of what's going on because that's the intrigue. That's the reason, the human nature of you watching it. Because otherwise, if it's me talking about, I don't know, what a beautiful day out here in Miami, everybody's there, but we don't give a shit, you know?
Right.
But if you say something controversial, that's where it's. But the reality of it, which is the backup part, is part of it was true. 47th Street did technically try, but technically anyone from New York that comes down to Miami and they walk in, say for instance, my store, and they start asking me for wholesale pricing, I'm not gonna give them wholesale pricing. Who the I don't know if you can curse on the podcast.
Yeah, of course, bro.
Okay, all right. Who the fuck are you? Like, I don't know you, bro. Like, you're getting this retail price all day. Now, if you buy a couple of watches from me, I know someone that you know someone, and you're like, okay, cool. Now we'll talk it different. But of course, it's natural to do that. They didn't do anything wrong. But of course, that doesn't sell the story.
I have a few of my boys that work down there in the building in the Seybold. It seems like here though people do work together, right? You broker each other's watches and shit.
Hell
the competition's
hell
thick.
no. I think, and that's a detriment to the
you
Miami market.
You got a good location.
Yeah, no, it's great, but it's a detriment to the Miami culture. I think that's the part that sucked. The thing about being in New York is that, bro, they all network with each other. Of course, there's always fights. There's always going to be fights, but for the most part, they look out and everyone's in each other's videos and everyone's always networking. So if you know one guy, he's coming out of the other guy's videos and that guy's platform, whatever, to the other guy. And it's like 5 guys and now it's like a network and now they're the New York guys, right? Mm-hmm. We don't do that down here. I don't know why. I've tried to do that. I've tried to reach out to some people and hey, bro, let's collab, let's go. We do business either way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. Why don't we just film it and make it more that? But for bureaucracy or for politics or for whatever the fuck.
All right, let's be honest, people. When it comes to luxury, everybody's going to judge you right from the jump. They want to see what watch you're wearing, what car you're driving, how you're dressed. So who better to bring on than our friend Gus Villa, who's a master at the watch game and jewelry game, to tell us how are the wealthy thinking, how are the wealthy buying. And one thing that I was curious, because I've seen you talking a lot about, is the diamonds, which is a big topic right now. We need to educate our guests, because I have a ton of clients that love the bling bling, but we need to know what's what with what's going on with this stuff, with this topic. So let's let it rip right there. What's the deal with the diamonds? Are they the same? I see you say that you're a big advocate for them.
For lab diamonds.
Yes.
Can I say something before we start?
Go ahead.
Bro, that's an insanely polished and well done introduction.
Thank you, my brother.
Can I just tell you
appreciate that?
I just sat there and kind of looked at you oh man, that's really good.
Yeah, royalty is the one that made me do it.
That's really, really good. Yeah, it's well polished, almost clippable, just
that, right? Well, that's what we're gonna talk about luxury, right?
Yeah.
And
it's great. Yeah.
So you're not only good at what you do, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I watched the videos.
Yeah.
But I'm on the fence about these lab diamonds. So that was when royalty came to me and said, hey, we got to interview this guy. And I was going through my research and I saw you kept talking about the lab diamonds. I was like, I got to bring this guy on because what's the deal here with this? It's all over my gram, all my timeline everywhere. I've probably bought, and not known. I'm sure God knows what I bought, If you don't know.
If you bought something from Miami, 1,000%. You bought some lab diamonds sprinkled in there.
But
this is Miami.
But according to you,
it's fine. It should be that way. It really should just be lab only. But natural diamonds has a market as well. But lab diamonds, unfortunately, have a bad rap, I think now, because in the beginning people were selling them as natural diamonds because it's exactly the same. There is no difference between a lab diamond and a natural diamond. It's chemically and optically the exact same thing. We're not talking about anything different. It's quite literally exactly the same. But one of them is created in a lab and the other one is somewhere in Russia or India or wherever they dig it out of the caves. But the thing about natural diamonds specifically is that they had huge corporations, humongous corporations, pumping insane amounts of money into a marketing scheme that tells you that that particular stone is rare. And it's not. It's not. And so here come the Chinese and make it in a lab, and they're like, hey, listen, your gig is up. It's not a rare stone. It's just really a bunch of, it's one big company called De Beers that owned the entire thing. And they safeguarded the top diamonds and all the diamonds to literally choke the market into raising the prices. And so all this diamond is rare. It's just marketing scam. It's not rare. They pull it by the truckloads in Russia and India. It's just this company, since they controlled it, they control the supply and demand, they control the price. And so for years, that shit was marketed to you that way. But the reality is it's not. It's not rare, and the Chinese have made it exactly the same as lab. So basically what you're buying is a stone that has no real value. And then the Chinese said, okay, well, since it has no value, we're just going to make it in the lab, and now we're going to flood the market with it. And so now the natural diamond has literally gone down because everyone knows that it's not rare, it's a bunch of bullshit, and there's no real resale value. It's 100% a scheme that just finally burst because they imitated it. That's it. That's all it is. That's all a lab diamond is.
So let's do diamonds for dummies.
Okay.
What is a real diamond?
A diamond is 99.99% carbon, crystallized between the pressure of Earth over sometimes 100,000 years, sometimes millions of years. It depends. That's another myth that they say, that diamonds take millions and millions of years. No, there's diamonds that take 50,000, 80,000, 125,000 years, and they form perfectly fine. But I'm not saying that that's not cool, but yeah, not all of them are millions of years old. People are like, a diamond got stepped on by a dinosaur. Like, no, bro, that's not, no. Yeah. Some did, but most of them did not.
Okay, and then what is a lab diamond?
Lab diamond is the exact same thing. So picture this. Is the same example that I can give people. Think of ice, right? An ice can be created in the fridge, or it could be created on top of Mount Everest. When you chop it up and you put it into that nice whiskey in those 7 days that you got, is it any different that it was created in Mount Everest or the one in your fridge?
No.
Because all it is cold ice, cold water, right? All under 0 degrees Celsius, right? That's it. Right. So it's the same exact thing. A diamond is either created in a lab or it's created under earth. It's the exact same thing. There's no difference. So it is a diamond. It is 100% a diamond. There is nothing different. It's the exact same thing. So when people tell you, no, this lab diamonds are fake or lab diamonds are whatever, no, it's not. You can argue the fact that you want something created in the earth. Okay, cool. I'll eat that. You want to talk about, you want to be on your, tree hugging shit. Oh, right. I love this because it's from the ground.
Right.
Gucci. All right, I get you. Pay the extra, be a dumbass. But if all you're going for is the look, get a lab diamond. Right. 90% difference, and it's the exact same shit.
But when you watch a movie like Blood Diamond, right? Of course. And then you see the diamond that Leonardo DiCaprio sneaks out of his butt and out of Africa. Yeah. You're gonna say it's the same thing as a lab diamond?
No, those diamonds are rare. Those diamonds are rare. So catalog diamonds that go to Christie's, diamonds that go to auction houses, those diamonds are rare. Pink diamonds are rare. Those diamonds are in fact rare. But the regular ass diamond that you're gonna put in your ear, Baba, we're not talking about the same thing. You're not taking out under your asshole in Africa a 1 carat on your ear. No, that's not happening. Those diamonds, I'll shoot someone for. Okay, yeah. But a reggae diamond, I'm talking about the regular stuff that you go and put on your earring or whatever, that shit ain't rare.
Okay,
that's
so the average guy who's gonna go buy a chain, what should he be looking for?
If it's a diamond chain,
if he's gonna go buy a diamond chain,
get a lab diamond, get a price gold. That's another crazy thing that people still pay for diamond chains. Right. They ain't worth nothing. You know what I mean? Like, right? Yeah, of course not, because they're not. They have lab diamonds, and if they have natural diamonds, you're not gonna pay. Like, it goes back to the same thing. Like,
so why are they online fighting about this stuff? Like, why are they going crazy when they find out that it was a lab diamond and not a real diamond?
Well, because the price difference is huge.
Because of the price difference. Of course,
that's it. There's no.
So they're being sold.
Yeah, differently
as
natural, and they have lab, of course. Yeah, because the price difference is humongous. It's like the only thing I can compare it to is like you have a intro Carrera Porsche, right? And then you have the GT3 RS.
Yeah, huh?
There's the same shit. It's the same Porsche, right? But they're completely different price points. So it's the same thing with a diamond. Lab diamond, you can get 1 carat for maybe $1,500. A natural diamond, they're charging $10,000. Right. You know, it's huge, the difference. So if I'm paying for natural diamonds, I'm paying you for that same chain, let's say $100,000 as an example. If it's natural, I'm paying you 35. So if I paid you $100,000 and you made that chain for really about like 25, maybe 28,000, You just scammed the shit out of that guy because you just charged him for natural
Right.
prices, and it was lab.
Right.
So that's where that disconnect comes in. That's where that that bickering comes in. But to be honest, if they didn't go natural, if they just smartened up, they shouldn't have bought anything natural anyway. It doesn't mean it's fake. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
It's just
They can get the lab grown chain, the lab diamonds with a chain, and it's still just
the
as
same
nice.
shit.
Same shit.
it's the same shit,
It's
bro.
just the difference if you're getting charged for
yeah.
something natural
Yeah.
and you're being told it's a lab.
Yeah, here's the scam with like natural diamonds when it comes to shit like that. Let's say, for instance, I buy a diamond, whatever, a diamond chain, right? Say, for instance, it's $100,000. When I go to sell that chain back to you, I'm giving you back, if it's a natural diamond, it costs me $100,000. I'm getting back, say, for instance, $40,000, just to keep the math simple. So I just lost 60 grand, $60,000. That same chain, if it's lab, that whole thing will cost you, say, for instance, $15,000. Or let's say $20,000, whatever it is. That $20,000, when you go to sell it back, you're only getting the gold value, so you're gonna still lose the 15. But what would you rather lose, $60,000 or just 15?
Right.
The shit doesn't make sense, and that gig is.
Because you're gonna lose regardless.
You're gonna lose regardless. But what would you rather lose more
Yeah.
of? People are like, no, I'd rather buy that natural diamond.
Yeah.
Okay, spend that $100,000, and then go back to the jeweler in a year and tell me how much he's gonna give you for that piece.
Yes.
They come back to me, bro. They come back to me, and I literally tell them spot, and I'm paying you $80 a carat, which is literally losing more than 90%, and they do it because they know nobody's buying it back for anything.
So the scam is really when they get sold something and
100.
telling that it is you got
Bingo.
natural diamonds, and then you go and you find out that it was a lab grown, and even though it's the same quality, it was a difference in the price.
1,000%, and the value of it.
So it's not that they
initially goes up.
have a junk chain. They still have a good chain with some nice diamonds, but it's just not natural.
It's not natural.
And the price is where you
way
get
different,
hit.
of course.
So the people now you're getting brought onto game by Gus, so you understand what the hell is going on. Tell us about the state of the jewelry game right now. Why are people buying jewelry right now?
Bro, I always have this thing with my boys who we're out there. It almost looks like just some crazy. You have to see it to believe it. When you see in that street, people are just walking around like zombies and selling each other shit, and it's just it looks like the hood people selling crack. Really, is what it looks like. But they're selling in diamonds, and usually I talk to them and I have a word with them, and I'm like, bro, they'll complain oh man, shit's so slow, and I literally tell them all the same shit. There are 3 recession-proof businesses: prostitution, gambling, and jewelry. People are always gonna buy jewelry. Why? Because the human is always gonna be vain. You need to show off. That is always gonna exist.
Yeah.
And so as long as we exist as humans, jewelry will be something that be sold. Unless some, apocalyptic type of thing happens, bro. This business is gonna be fine, and it's gonna be just great. Bro, in the recession during fucking COVID, bro, I was slanging more chains than I do right now, currently, bro.
Yes.
And people were going through bro, I would walk in with a mask, and gloves. People were like, oh yeah, what's up? Touching me like crazy. I didn't give a shit because I was selling so much. And the world was literally falling apart.
Yes.
And I was slanging more chains than I have ever had, bro. It was crazy. So yeah, the jewelry business is just fine.
Yeah. I feel like it's right now it's where it's maybe not the shine, the bling so much, but people want those nice pieces, you know, those nice timely pieces where it doesn't look so crazy, but you know what they got on, you know?
Yeah. Now there's the stealth wealth is really, really popular. Before, it used to be the big old chain, the Big Daddy Kane looking ropes, crazy pieces. But now people like just more things, more subtle, more dainty, so to speak. And now you got.
Yeah, but dainty's still expensive.
No, 100%, 100%. Yeah, look, dude, there's people right now, men that are buying watches, specifically about watches. I have never sold more 36 millimeters, which is a smaller size, to men more than now, bro. And it's because you got what's Kendall's, the Kardashians' husband. He's also an actor. He did the Bob Dylan
Timothy
movie.
Chalamet.
I don't know about any of that shit. But anyway, he rocks a 21.
Yeah, he's he's 150 pounder maybe. Yeah,
is Bad Bunny walking at 36. You know what I mean? So these guys are wearing these smaller chains. So now it's more of the subtle flex. Now it's not so much, bro. 10 years ago, I made this video recently about bust down Cartier, the bust down Cartier Santos, whatever.
Yes.
That watch was the hit, bro. Everybody wanted a bust down watch.
Yes.
And then now all the rappers are talking about plain jeans, bro. Right. Who knew? You're wearing a Patek of $59.90 without it busting down. You know what I mean? Just a regular guy.
That one's $80K.
now it's like, no, it's more than that. It's like
More.
285. It's crazy.
That watch went up.
Oh, big time.
It's
bro.
so hard. How do you hit on one of these watches where you buy one and you actually get more money later? Because I've never seen that.
No, because the thing is about watch game is different. Remember, I'm buying all used watches. So the market value, I can never buy it from a Rolex dealer. I can never buy it for the Patek. That's a whole nother scam if you want to talk about actual scams. But anyway, I get it in the secondary market.
Yeah.
So I pay whatever the market is giving me for whatever it is, you know? So like if it's a $300,000 watch, maybe I can get it for, I don't know, 290. 285 if I'm really lucky, but nobody's really cutting.
The margins
crazy.
are smaller in that game, right?
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
You
People
gotta
think
sell
that,
volume.
Hell yeah, dude. People think that like buying and selling watches is like everyone's a millionaire, like they, you know, like the 47th Street guys, you know. But the reality is that they've had money for quite some time. A lot of them have investors. A lot of them bust their ass, you know. But those type of deals that they're doing, that we're doing on camera, $100,000 deals and stuff like that, like. It's not fucking easy, bro. Like, you're tightening your asshole. You may look cool in front of the camera, but you're sweating that shit the fuck out, bro. Because it's rough. The margins are not what you think. You make one false move, bro, you're out 10, 15 grand. Easy. I've lost insane amounts of money for just a bad decision that you take because you didn't know one certain piece of information about the watch.
Oh, I've seen the guys getting hit now because they buy a watch that they thought was good and it's not good.
But that's crazy. Yeah, fuck fakes.
Because a mechanism inside the watch is not good.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's like
you
a
have to
certain
repair it or something.
It depends. If it's like a that's if the watch is bad. But ultimately, you can fix that. It's not really, really bad. The bad ones is when you buy a fake watch. Right. Because that shit happens all day long. All fucking day long. And if you make one false move or you don't double check it or you don't go take it to a watchmaker or maybe you did a wrong transaction on the spot because you thought you were Papi Shampoo and you looked at it and you thought it was real and all of a sudden you open it in the back and it's not, bro. Then you're fucked. You know what I mean? And you paid. And that's hundreds of thousands of dollars that you mess up on.
Little baby, I saw he had bought that Richard Mille and then
What
was the Richard Mille?
Yeah, no, it was a Patek. It was a Patek.
It was a Patek.
Yeah, it was a Patek. Yeah, it was a 5711. It was like he had like a green dial and it had like a if I'm not mistaken, like an emerald around it. And that watch is incredibly rare. There's only about like 5 of them out there. And they knew that all of 5 of them, the owners were there. And so he was wearing it, I think, in one of his videos. And then they look and they're like, yeah, that watch is not, you're not one of them, you know?
Yeah.
And then he had to take it back to the jeweler. And the jeweler gave it to him for free and gave him another watch for free. And like, he had to obviously save face because
the jeweler takes a hit there.
100%. But I mean, look, bro, at the end of the day, I don't know. I'm not going to side with the jeweler because I don't know what the hell happened. Maybe he was trying to hit him over the head. He was like, this guy's not going to do it. But it would be a very stupid decision knowing how many people watch Lil Baby or whatever. But you've seen crazier shit, bro. This business is nasty.
Yeah.
Real nasty.
So you're mentioning men are moving now to like the more smaller watch, right? Yeah. So who do you see men buying for right now? Are they buying for themselves or do they mainly buy for other people? Like, how do you see men shopping right now?
Bro, it depends. Like men usually are going for the daintier shit for sure, but you know, it really just depends on what they walk in and wanting. You know what I mean? Like some guys are walking in there trying to buy the latest and greatest thing. They don't give a shit what it is. They don't care what size it is. They want the brand new Bruce Wayne or whatever, and they're gonna pay $22,000 over it, over sticker price for one of those things. So men are buying whatever right now is cool. That's always gonna be the case. And because we live in the city of Miami, whatever's cool, that's what people are buying. Today, small watches are in. Now everybody's buying small watches. Tomorrow, I don't know. That same guy. What is his name? Timothy what?
Charlemagne, whatever.
Charlemagne.
Yeah, yes, I think that's what it is. Yeah, Charmenade or something like that. It's Charmenade.
I'm pretty sure it's not Charlemagne.
Yeah, Charmenade or something like that.
Yeah, no, whatever that guy's name is. He wears a big ass, Invicta.
Yeah.
At the fucking Grammys, all of a sudden Invicta becomes a tradable watch. It's just what.
But then that watch has no resale, right?
Of course, yeah. But who knows?
That guy doesn't care,
bro. But look at Richard Mille, bro. Richard Mille was nothing 15 years ago, bro. No, it wasn't even mentioned, bro. You would be able to walk into any Richard Mille and just get whatever you wanted under retail, bro. And now you got to pay. You're paying.
But they got a ton of those fakies too.
Oh yeah, but those are really hard to fake.
Those are really hard to fake.
Really hard to fake. No, a good one. People a lo descarado, like with no face, do it like horrendous fakes out there, but. Those are really.
I think a lot of the ones I see out there are fake.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think when I see people out there.
But are you familiar with what they look like when they're fake? Or they're just so flamboyantly fake?
I just think that they're walking around and paying 150K like just like that, like just everywhere like that. I don't know. For me, I just feel like I don't know. You know,
Some of them are fake, dog. Some of them are, but there's a
not
lot.
Not that they. When I say fake, it's not like the people wearing them think that they got real ones on.
Yeah,
I think that they know that they got a fakie on and they're rocking a fakie. You know,
that's what I'm saying. You gotta have like no shame to do that because someone's gonna call you, especially in the city. But look,
but who's really gonna look at your shit and be like, yo, you got a fakie?
I would 100%.
Yeah, because you know. But who else is gonna know?
Bro, here's the thing. There's a lot of people that, bro. We do not live in the age where nobody knows about watches. Dude, they're little kids that come up and they pull up to the store and they're like, yo, I watch you on YouTube. I know about, and they start hitting me with reference numbers. Bro, they're like 7, dude.
And
like,
the
jits,
younger
bro.
generation knows what's going on.
Dude, and
they're on YouTube all day.
Watch World is YouTube, bro. And that's younger generation. So it's not like that no more. So that's what I'm saying. Here in Miami, there's a lot of people with a lot of money. And maybe not a lot of money. Maybe it's fake money, but the point is they buy real ones, bro. And so if you see one on the street, bro, just know that there's a good chance that it's real. I mean, there's a lot of fakes, but here, bro, especially at the rate that people buy and sell Richard Milles here in fucking Miami, it's insane, bro. So chances are it's probably real, bro. And that's like those watches are crazy, bro.
Yeah,
crazy,
expensive.
Bro. Oh,
I've
crazy.
seen like $1 million for a watch.
Sometimes more, bro.
But then when you pay $1 million for a Richard Mille, you can't expect that you're gonna get $1 million back when you go to sell that. No way.
Sometimes more. Richard Mille is the only brand. Well, there's some Rolexes, some APs, and some Pateks that if you buy it, chances are you'll probably make money if you hold on to it. Depends on which one it is. But for the most part, yeah, you probably will. That's great. There's some watches that you'll pay today. Like even some on the smaller scale, like a Bruce Wayne watch or whatever, something like that. If you would have bought that watch for me 2024, I would have sold you that watch for $17,000. I just bought one back for $22,000, and it's used and abused. And
that's a Richard Mille.
No, this is a Rolex Bruce Wayne. Yeah, no, Richard Mille is crazier, bro. Yeah. You'll buy one for $175,000. Some celebrity will wear it. All of a sudden, it's popular. You got a Bubba Watson, no sé qué mierda. Yeah. All of a sudden, that watch is worth an extra $50,000, $80,000, $120,000.
Those watches are crazy.
And then they discontinue it, and now it's worth $500,000, and you just made a bunch of crazy money.
I think those watches just put a target on your back, boy.
You think so?
Hell yeah,
Not
bro.
here, bro. I mean, they probably
man.
do, though.
They do. I think they do. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of wearing. Yeah, I don't like to. I wear a little fucking G-Shock. What is an Apple Watch? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just like to roll low to the ground. You know what I mean? But I understand why people buy these luxury items because it's not so much the product or the investment. It's about the way that they feel. You know? And I see it in my business too. Yeah. People want to feel good. We want to feel the flex. And they want to, feel a certain way. And I know the product does that for them.
I wanted to ask, what watch you wearing today, Gus?
I am wearing a 36 millimeter now. I usually only wear 36 millimeter presidential. It's a Rolex Date 8.
That's a beautiful watch.
Yeah, it's a
show the people.
Wait.
Wow, with a green face, right?
Yeah. It's 218238.
And you're following the fat 36
millimeter,
right?
Right, because everybody would wear it in a 40, but I like wearing it in a 36 millimeter.
It looks flush,
bro. Fire. Yes. I don't have that big of a wrist, so it looks fine.
I don't think can you really tell the difference between a 41? I mean,
you can.
I'm telling you, man, you got to be really watching motherfuckers to know shit.
No, but here's the thing, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, there is, bro, and there's to piggyback off what you're saying, like. It's not even so much how you feel, bro. And like, I know you have an Apple Watch, right? Whatever.
Yeah.
I won't convince you to wear a watch,
but a big one too.
Absolutely, but actually. But consider next time, whenever you go and you think about purchasing anything, regardless of what it is. I'll talk to you as a person who obviously you have a successful business here, right? And you started this podcast. You're doing great. You're a well-polished guy. For someone like you who owns a business and who potentially every opportunity that you ever walk out, from the moment you step outside that door is an opportunity to network with someone who could potentially rent a charter from you, whatever your business would be, right? The minute you have on a watch, as vain and as superficial as that may sound, you automatically look different. And you maybe aren't in a society where people notice that thing, but there is a lot of people, a lot of people. This watch community is something that you would never even think of because you're not even noticing it. But it's 1,000 times bigger than the car community. It's like the Billionaires Boy Club for real. Mm-hmm. And even if you're not in that club, you want to look like you're in that club just because you have a watch on. So next time you consider a big purchase, consider yourself a watch just merely for the conversations that it opens up for you. I'm telling you, the shit will change the way you have conversations with regular people, because the other guy who also has the $50,000 budget to put on a watch like that will walk by you at a bar. Say, for instance, you're downstairs in Monty's in your 7 days, and you sit down, and the guy is he's gonna look at you, and he's gonna be like, "Yo, that's a nice watch." Boom, you automatically start a conversation. Motherfucker's an owner of no sé qué mierda, and now all of a sudden you guys are hitting up contacts, and that's what it's done that to me so many times. And everybody who I know owns a watch, it happens all the time.
I agree with you, and I think that you're right. I think that actually does open up doors and creates conversations. That's the reason why I wear the Apple Watch, because I don't want anybody talking to me. I would prefer the guy who sits next to me to not speak to me and let me eat my little fish and chips.
Yeah.
So you're a king of networking.
Yeah.
So I can understand why someone especially someone coming up, because
Yeah.
when I was younger,
Yeah.
I agree with everything you're saying,
Yeah.
Daniel, but now I'm at I'm at the
Yeah.
back
Yeah,
end of the
yeah.
life. So
You're
I
like,
prefer
actually-
to sit down and not have anybody speak to me, and I kind of don't want anybody's attention.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
need it. I don't want it.
Sure.
So I don't want to be in anybody's club. I'm
Yeah,
good at
yeah.
my own little club. I got
Yeah,
two
yeah.
little dogs, and that's the club that we're in right now.
Fire.
But I understand coming up. I
Yeah.
do agree. If
huge,
you
bro.
want to come up and you want to make contacts, you want to get your foot through the door, you definitely should look the part, because, like you said, it's going to create conversation. It's going to
100%.
people are going to know that you're successful. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a way to eyeball someone and know that they're actually doing something.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, absolutely, bro. It's huge, man. It's done it for me a lot of times, and I'm still on the come up. Like, I'm nowhere where obviously I want to be, but it helps, bro. Just people notice that shit. I don't know why, but people notice a watch, and I can't tell you how many times. Even I've had
It's
old
the first
little
thing
vintage
people
watches.
notice.
1000%.
I think it's the first thing.
Yeah, before
you know how
you
many
even wear it.
times I've been on the boat and a girl's walked up to me and been like, "Oh, you wear an Apple Watch?" And I'd be like, "Fuck yeah." And it's for this exact reason right now.
Yeah.
They don't know why. They don't understand.
Yeah.
But it's for that same reason. But it's the first thing that people notice. They'll judge your whole success based on the watch that you have,
I don't even. Well, I mean, there's certainly a lot of that. But it also is like, it's also cool if the watch that you have is just even a watch club kind of watch. You know what I mean? Maybe it's something vintage. Maybe it's something cool like that. And I think that's when it's worked for me most. Yeah, of course, when I was younger, yes, it worked that way too.
Yeah.
But I think what I was more talking about is like, sometimes you have like on a watch that's like a vintage or just something cool like that. And I've been able to speak to other guys who are also into that vintage stuff, or just weird watches in general, and just spark up a conversation like that. But yeah, I mean, obviously the vanity of watches is always there.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. There's a two-door.
Oh,
know
yeah?
Tudor?
Of course, yeah.
There's a Tudor that I see it. Like, I don't
Tudor's
know why.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's a watch. Okay, so let me tell you something.
Yeah.
If
Tell me
you
about
buy-
the Tudor, because
Okay.
I've never seen one in
Okay,
person,
I'm
but
gonna
I
explain
keep
to you. I'm gonna
I
explain
keep
to you
looking
something.
at this one and
All
I
right.
love it.
Rolex is king. We call it. That's the saying. Rolex is king. It's the #1 watch brand there is. But outside of that, they have a little brother. But people shouldn't consider it that way, because Tudor is an amazing, amazing brand, and it's owned by Rolex. For many years, when the integration first started, Tudor would actually use Rolex parts, like in their watches, and vice versa. So Tudor is an incredible watch with a lot of history and a lot of horology. And the watch guys who are actually into watches, who are into like timepieces, if they see you with a Tudor on, that's not the watch guy's watch. So you go get a Rolex, right? If you want the girl pulling up in the
flex.
and being like, "Yo, oh, you got,
Yeah.
oh, okay, let's
Yeah.
dance now." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If that's what you want, you get a Rolex.
Yeah.
But if you're a watch guy and you want to go one step beneath that, then you start getting into the different kind of brands, the Tudors, the Omegas, the Breitlings, the Tissot's,
Yes.
all these other
Well,
brands.
those Omegas are expensive as hell. I
Yeah,
see some of
but-
those. Whoa,
but-
what?
100%.
Yeah.
But it is more of a watch guy's
Yes,
watch.
yes.
So then the guy who has a Rolex won't even notice that you have a Tudor.
Right.
But the watch guy who
Yeah.
does
Well,
know
no.
about watches will
It's
be
a
commenting.
beautiful watch.
It's an amazing
It's a
watch. It
beautiful
depends
one
on
that-
which one you want.
It's the one with the chocolate face. It's the two-tone that has like the gold and then has like a chocolate face. with
Yeah,
the-
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
love,
So
I
that's-
just love the way it looks.
More
I
than
can
likely, it's a
imagine on my
black bay.
wrist.
It's a beautiful watch.
It's so dressy, like so nice, I love that fucking watch.
It's
And then
beautiful.
I'm like, man, if I buy this thing, even though I love it, people are gonna look at me and be like, what the fuck you got on?
No,
you know what I'm
no,
saying?
no, that-
And then it's like, if I get a real watch, if I'm not, what watch would I get? You know what I mean?
No.
To get the feel, it'd
Yeah.
have to be $1 million Richard Mille at least, or something
yeah.
crazy, or a Patek or something. I'm not gonna go crazy at that because I feel like that's a bang target on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't move. I move around in the city, or you know what I mean, in places. So I don't want to be like having things like that on me when I move around. But The Tudor, I feel like it's a little cheap $5,000 watch.
But you shouldn't think of it that way because it's an amazing watch.
Yeah,
it
it's
just
a nice
doesn't
watch,
have,
right?
bro.
I love it. I watch it all the time. I'm like, man,
bro,
this is
that
a
watch
nice
is fire.
bro.
That watch is super. So it's the brand. So Tudor's the brand. More than likely, you're either looking at either a Black Bay or a Pelagos or one of those type of models. But if you ever want to get one of those, you can go down to the Tudor. I think there's a Tudor even in the design district, and you can get one. And that would be a watch that would attract maybe even the kind of
Mayors is where I've seen that they
Mayors
sell
as
it.
well.
But
Mayors will have
Tudor
it.
has their own in the design district.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure. I know Rolex has one there, but Tudor may have one. You could probably look it up. Maybe they do. I think they do.
You don't carry those watches.
No, just because
You go for the flash. You
No,
want
but
the, you don't need the step down. You want the step up. You're the step up guy.
And that's true. No. Hell no. No. If I had it my way, I would sell those watches because I truly am into the watch game. Like
They've gone up.
I love
I
watches.
swear to God, I was looking at it in December. It was
Yeah.
$500 cheaper than it is now.
because
It
it's
went up
probably-
$500.
because it probably has two tones. So if it
Yeah,
has
it's
gold,
two-tone.
then it has to.
The gold went up.
Yeah, gold went
Got
up.
it.
So yeah, so it more than likely it is. But Tudor, either way, bro. For the people that don't know and want to do a little startup, and it's an amazing, amazing watch. Get yourself one, bro. Get yourself one. I'm telling you. You're gonna thank me later. You're gonna be like, damn it, that guy on that podcast.
You're pushing me. You're pushing me.
Yeah, dog.
I might just get a rollie. Fuck
Nah,
it.
bro. After
all right.
all we spoke about.
Let's move on to education for our guests because our
Okay.
guests are mainly either successful entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs on the rise.
Right.
So what's the difference when someone who comes in and they're shopping for a low-end watch and what's the difference in the mentality between that buyer that's buying a $50,000 watch and the guy who's trying to buy a little Tudor like me, you know?
Yeah, I don't think that the money has anything to do with it because I know that people who are like what we call like new money, like me or whatever, and they come in there and what they're looking for is just the flashiest object. And I think that there's others that don't necessarily have all the money and they're going to go in there, or maybe even a millionaire who goes in there and wants the weird vintage piece that I have on there because someone left it to me on consignment. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. And
he comes in there, he's like, oh my God. And he looks at him and you look at him and you don't think that he has bread and he's a millionaire.
Right.
So there's no
a lot
real,
of that.
yeah, there's a lot of that. And so there's no real way of telling. Like if you go in there and you want something flashy, you could probably just be a guy who saved up a lot of money. You worked your ass off. You closed an insane deal and you want to commemorate it. And so you want to go in there and buy a certain watch. And that's what you do. And that you get that. But then you also get that guy who does want, let's say, for instance, a crazy Patek or something like that, a $120,000 watch, and he has no idea what he's buying. He heard it in a song, and he wants in there. And let me tell you, he's not, you know what I mean? He's paying no haggling.
Yeah. No haggling.
None. Guy literally said a price, and they said yes. And that was it. And so, you can't really judge a book by its
So
cover.
it's
You
not
have no
how
idea.
much they're spending. It's,
Oh, it's got
it's
nothing to do with
who's
it.
the client.
100%. Yeah, you don't know. You have no idea. So I Rolex, places like that, they're notorious for judging people as they walk in. Like literally the ADs won't speak to you. They'll walk in, yeah, how can I help you? And like chase you behind because they want only Rolex and those kind of brands handpick who they want to sell their watches to. But us common folk, we obviously can't do that. So the regular guy who just walks in, I could care less what I don't care if he has $1 million. It doesn't matter. Just because he judges, I can't just judge him because he's buying a certain kind of watch. You know what I mean? Because like I said, sometimes you get the smartest buyer. Sometimes you get the ones that like know everything about the watch and you can't fool him on anything. And he knows what he pays. And then you get the other guy who like, just signed his first, SoundCloud deal and he's there to spend crazy bread. And, I'm here for you either way.
Yes.
We
got all flavors.
accepted, my brother. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, 100%.
So what does luxury look like right now? If somebody who's knows their shit and they're coming into your store and they want a luxury piece, what is a luxury piece looking like right now?
It depends on what you want, of course. I mean, obviously, there's the three big brands, Rolex, Patek, AP. That's what everybody sells. Rolex is specifically what I sell a lot of. I'm a big, big fan of Rolex. So, luxury looks like that. It depends on what your budget is. It depends on what you're looking for. But right now, if you want to put your money away in something that you know is going to, present that luxury, buy yourself a Rolex, buy yourself a Patek, buy yourself an AP.
Is it gold? Is it white gold? Platinum?
It depends. Yeah, it depends on the model. Remember that white gold and yellow gold and all that, it just depends on the model. If the model is good, then at that point, it doesn't really matter. Like, you can get a white gold Patek. Like, this is a yellow gold Prezi. Like, you can get yourself a rose gold. So the gold doesn't matter. It really just, what I can give, if I can give a suggestion to someone, is if you are make whatever luxury purchase you're wanting to do, make it mean something to you, bro. Because there's so many people that walk into even my store, and as much as I'll take your bread regardless, right? This is not a commercial to downplay. Please come, Gus Villa Jewelry, Suite 106.
I mean, hey, if they want it, you got it.
Yeah, hell
you know?
yeah. But also, like, I've also seen a lot of people really do some really stupid shit just in the name of luxury, right? And like, you just look at them, and you're just like, man, you shouldn't really be purchasing this.
You tell them?
No, hell no. No. Hell no. No. Look, at the end of the day.
But if the guy comes in and he's gonna buy something crazy that what do you tell him?
Not in that sense. Not in that sense, bro. But like, I don't know what your finances are. So like, but you can kind of like tell, like, bro, like, this is probably not like, because they're young, so you're probably like, you probably don't own a home, right? You probably shouldn't probably.
Well, like a Hublot. What if somebody comes in and says, "Oh, I want a Hublot right now"?
That's different. Yeah, I'll tell you that. Yeah, if it's not a good watch to buy or
where
resell,
are we with Hublot right now? Where are we with this fucking brand?
Terrible.
Horrendous.
Yeah,
They're still expensive.
No, it's good for one reason. You know what it is? To throw it against a wall.
That's it.
That's it.
Damn, that brand took a beating, huh?
It's horrendous. It's the worst. It's literally the worst brand. And there's nothing wrong with Hublot.
Yeah.
It's just that obviously has a bad rap.
Yeah, but why though? Because they
influencers,
tanked?
bro. Influencers. Nico Leonard, which is a huge influencer of YouTube, he came out and just did like a hate campaign, and he still does it. He hates it, and I'm sure he has his reasons as to why.
Right.
And so it got cool to hate Hublot, and now everybody hates Hublot. But
Talking
they have
about social
wrong.
media, bro. There's this guy that I see on social media all the time. That's like this watch connoisseur. He's like this fat white guy. Have you seen him?
Fat white guy.
He's like a fat white guy. I seen him on like
he's talking about watches or what?
He talks about watches. He's like a chubby little white guy, and he was the one that actually I think called out like Rick Ross because Rick Ross had
Nico
bought like
Leonard.
this.
That's what I'm talking
That's
about.
what you're talking
That's what I'm talking about.
So now
yeah.
he's promoting this Chinese brand. I don't know if you've seen that.
No, I haven't followed up with them.
He has a deal with like this Chinese brand, and they have
Chinese
their
watches
are like they watch Chinese watches. And they're like they have a planet on them. You haven't seen them?
A planet on them.
Yeah, they're like planet looking.
Can we pull up a picture of that?
Yeah,
I gotta see
man,
this.
I think I have a screenshot of it.
Really?
Because I looked at him, because he knows the shit, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Nico Leonard's great.
Yeah,
I know.
and the watch is like 2K.
Yeah.
You know, so
is it?
Yeah,
Just
it's like
2K?
2 Gs. Yeah, it's like 2 Gs. Chinese
okay.
watch there, and he's like all over it. It's
Hey,
all
he's
over
promoting
Facebook.
it? Really?
Yeah, he has a deal with them.
Oh,
I was wondering if you knew anything about those watches.
Hell no.
Yeah, look, there it is.
Let me see. Oh my God!
So he has a deal with them, I guess.
It looks like a
and
Moser.
they have a
Leonard's
lot of
coming.
them. There's a few like different models that they have.
And it's
there.
Chinese.
It's Chinese, yeah.
Oh,
He tells you it's Chinese.
And he's literally, but he's getting the cut off of it. I'm sure. Yeah, of course. Yeah. But he has to
Makes
make
a
it.
difference,
Yeah,
right?
he's probably making like $500-600 off each watch, bro.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. It's
So-
a horrendous looking watch though. I think it's hideous.
Yeah, it's like they got a different models.
And what is it? $2,000 for that?
2G more. I think there's one even more.
Come on,
I
bro,
swear.
come on,
Yeah.
Nico, that's
They're
crazy.
crushing it. But then his reputation takes a hit on something like that, or what?
Nah, bro. That guy's so big and he's so talented. It doesn't matter. That
He's just saying, hey, buy this watch for 2 Gs,
exactly.
and
Tomorrow somebody else comes out
Well,
with a new
China,
watch.
I see, makes a lot of the Rolexes anyways, right? So it's not like China doesn't make a lot.
Yeah, that's the rumor that some of the parts get made over there and then it gets assembled over there.
Right.
But the reality is it doesn't. There's a lot of rumors that it happens like that. People are saying, oh yeah, that's proven already. No,
I mean, like Louis Vuitton goes and makes their shit there, right?
Yeah, some people do. Some parts do. There are some companies that do it, but for the most part, everything is assembled and done in Rolex and in Geneva. So, yeah, I mean, look, bro, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
like at the end of the day, like
Yeah.
where it gets made, they could smear Rolex all they fucking want.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, this watch is still gonna be $54,000.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the day after, también.
Yeah.
And then the day, so
Well,
bro,
the
like who
gold
cares?
is still gold.
Yeah, of
the
course.
gold is still gold. It's really just the mechanism itself. Maybe they make it there,
Bro,
'cause-
it's all the marketing.
I mean,
and the
everything's
it's
getting
all
made there, bro.
The marketing, bro. That's all this ever is. There is nothing about this watch that watch can't do, right? But this watch is marketed as luxury.
man, this
watch
shit
is-
does a lot.
Pablo, that could tell you your heartbeat. This watch literally just tells the time and the
Yeah.
date. And in 1956, when they came out with that function, it was groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But now
Yeah.
it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
irrelevant.
Yes.
However, it's marketing that it is. It's luxury
It's a status
brand.
symbol.
It's more than that, bro. It's literally like sometimes your gateway into relationships, to friendships. It is literally more than that. It's crazy, bro.
And well, if you want to meet some hot girls on the boat, you better have a nice piece. Because if you got one of these,
Let me tell you
you're
something.
not getting any play, bro. I can tell you firsthand if you get on the yacht with this bad boy.
At least in Miami.
Yeah, in Miami, forget it. You're cooked, son.
Yeah,
Anywhere else, you might get away with it, you know.
But if you get that tutor, though.
If you get the tuna, that's why I want it.
Come on now.
I want that piece.
Yeah.
Listen, so social media is huge with
Yes.
everybody that comes in here, and I don't want to take up a lot of your time, but I see that you're hitting it hard. Has it grown your business, or where are you with the social
media? Has it grown? Oh, bro, it's changed my life. Yeah, I was like a dude who's just slanging chains like very, very small amount, and because I pumped Instagram, that's what changed my life. And then now with YouTube, that's why I'm surprised, when we were speaking beforehand, like YouTube is huge, bro. It's really, really, really important.
But your YouTube is like a storytelling, this is like a podcast. So I don't know if it gets the same traction. Yours is like you're going into places and you're causing controversy and you're fighting with the guys in New York. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different.
Yeah. That's true too. But for me, I mean, my platform, it's certainly changed the trajectory of my business 1,000%. Yeah, it's like it's literally night and day. It's changed my life. Like, how I do business, where I go, everything, bro. It's literally the most important part of my day every single day. And in fact, right now, like right after I get off they're like prepping the store so that we go live. We go live like 3 times a week. And so we're just sitting there streaming. And so just the lives the past like 6 months have like boomed their business to something else, just because people want to see us and sit at their crib and just watch us,
So talk to us about that. What's the streaming looking like?
Streaming is the future of social media right now, I think, because it's what's the most popular with the young crowd, and then eventually they're going to become our age. So for the next foreseeable future, I think streaming, I think the pendulum is swinging in like that type of like content that's very like flash, bam, 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 in your face, right? People are going back to like long form content, kind of like how when we grow up, that's what was around, right? Like the beginning days of YouTube kind of thing. And so that part of it is happening again. And so people want long form type of content. They don't want the quick reel. Maybe they do, but they'll also sit there and watch a podcast. That's why I think this would be successful on podcasts, on YouTube platforms as well, because that pendulum is swinging. I'm into stats for YouTube like a fucking nerd, bro. Like I have autism for this shit, And right now, all the stats are pointing towards streams. That's what they're doing. And so even if you stream this podcast or just put the podcast on there, you'll be surprised on how much people are really into this shit. But streaming specifically is the future, bro. And so all these streamers are really popular, and they're getting more and more streamers are becoming celebrities, and they're integrating in like what we consider someone who's like famous, right? As a fucking streamer, bro. Streaming. Yeah. And so if you're not streaming, you're not doing that shit. It's like if you're not jumping on it right now, in 5-6 years, we're gonna be like Mr. Beast, like, oh man, I wish I could have done that. But he was doing YouTube 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and no one gave a shit. Right? That's what's happening right now with that. Like people are gonna stream.
You gotta get in early to these
platforms
things,
like Kick, Twitch, and all that stuff. You gotta get in there.
How are you streaming right now?
Right now we're on YouTube and Kick.
And Kick,
yeah, bro. It's fire, bro. And we get so much business, and then people are doing live businesses now. Have you heard of eBay Live?
No.
What? Bro, eBay Live now is like...
I'm sure that's got to be good for you, because that's where you sell a lot of watches on there.
We're going to do eBay Live. We do regular live. On the live, we sell. It's basically like an infomercial. And then if it's not, it's just people that walk into the store, and then they get to see us like interact and buy deals. I buy watches. I sell watches. I'm selling chains. Customers are walking in, and people are just seeing it at the crib. And that's what they like.
So if Clavicular goes to your store right now and says he's going to bone smash you on Kick, you're going to give him a rollie?
I'm gonna give him a rollie.
You're gonna give him a rollie?
No.
But that guy has the most followers right now.
But here's the thing.
You know how much people you're gonna get in front of?
No. But here's the thing. I don't want to do it that way. I know that that's a cheap way. I don't want to do it like look, man. What I'm about to say is crazy, but I mean it with the utmost respect. I don't want to do it that way, like the Trax way. He's a great jeweler in 47th Street, but what he did basically to talk in front of that, like that type of business. I understand if he felt betrayed, but it's just not the way I would do business personally. And so that doesn't come natural to me. But what he did was an insanely smart strategic move from a marketing standpoint, because that shit went ultra viral. And his business grew exponentially just because he did that. But what did it cost? Like, yeah, if the other guy's like, was a piece of shit, then yeah, whatever. But that guy's no longer in business, right? And just the way everything unfolded is just like, yeah, not the way I would do it. So if I've been offered, bro, and I've been offered by a lot of people to come and like, bro, I'll do a promo for you. Celebrities hit me up all the time. Like,
yeah, man, bullshit. Yeah, a guy like Clav walks in and says,
maybe, but I gotta give him something for free, and it's just like for
you're not with that, right?
Nah, bro.
That shit don't work.
Like if you come in here and you want to buy some shit, like on some real shit, like cool, let's do it. Like because we're boys and it's a genuine connection. Yeah. But I'm not gonna sit there and dance in front of a camera for people. Like, Mr. Beast walked in. Like, let me give you or whatever. Drewski walked in. Let me give you a free roll. It's like, nah,
I don't
bro.
see Mr. Beast like on the stream like that. But Clavicular, that guy's the biggest guy on the stream right now, bro. I think if he walked in there and he told you he's gonna bone smash you, give him a rollie, I think you should do it, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe.
I think because I think that he'll. Man, that guy's he's all over the place.
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
That would be one where maybe it's worth the juice might be worth the squeeze.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I guess, look, man, at the end of the day, I'm a whore for views, right? So, like, let's keep it a bean, right?
Yeah.
So maybe if he comes in and like, you know what, fuck it, let's ride.
Yeah.
Here's a free roll.
That's one we're gonna have to circle back to, right?
Yeah, maybe.
All right. So a lot of people come in here and also talk about how, this is something I was thinking about from the beginning of the show because you just got your space, right? Your space is where?
Seybold Building.
So where?
Downtown Miami.
And how do they find you there?
It's in the, you just put the Seybold Building. It's literally on North Miami Ave and Flagler. It's in the, if you put Miami in your GPS, the pin that drops is in the corner of the street of the jewelry district. So it's right in the heart of downtown Miami. It's Seybold Building, first floor, Suite 106.
So you have prime real estate, great
Primo.
location. How do you get these landlords to work with you? You said, how did you get in there?
So basically, I had to do this whole crazy process of trying to get into it because, again, that being on the first floor is very important. And, of course, having the first point of contact is also important. You're also paying an arm and a leg, right? I have no kidneys. I had to sell them, you know what I mean? But, yeah, the point is
There was no negotiation?
Bro. You're in
None?
Seybold. It's 35 years. You haven't had a new resident in the Seybold Building. When you go there, that's yours forever. There's Buckwald's there since 1925. There's Freddy's, which is my front door neighbor. Great, not Freddy's. Well, Freddy's used to be in the Seybold Building. They moved. There's Richard's right in front. They've been there 45 years. Albert's right next to me. He's been there 35 years. These guys have been there forever. And here's my dumbass from Hialeah who used to slang chains in the back of my crib applying to the Seybold. I'm a first generation jeweler. Barely. I'm a barely jeweler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And up until like
That's why I don't know how the fuck it happened.
I don't know how it happened. It happened just me being persistent.
You finessed in there.
No, the thing is that
They saw the YouTube or what?
No, so a bunch of people applied, and then I had, I'm a huge believer in sometimes you just gotta eat shit with someone just because you never know when the fuck you gotta ask for a favor, bro. And so I became really cool with certain people that I needed to become really cool with. Sometimes like annoyingly, just because I knew that someday maybe I can ask for this favor, and I did, and I had to ask for a favor, and I was like, hey, can I just speak to the owner of the building, please? If I can bypass the bureaucracy of this, we had a gatekeeper.
There's an owner.
There's an owner, one owner.
One guy.
Not a guy, a woman.
Really?
Yes. And whatever. The point is I had to speak to her, and she's a lovely, lovely lady, and the minute I got to speak to her, it was cool. Then we built a relationship. And then through like just them vetting me, because obviously they had to check my finances and all this other stuff, and they had to be like, okay, cool, like, you know what? You're in. That's your spot.
Dang. You must have been like, what the hell? How did this happen?
It was crazy because I just had a kid. And like my son's 10 months. This would have been in August. So he was just born a month. And they told me, you can get in. You're in. You're the guy we chose. But you have 2 months to renovate the place. And it looked like, imagine the person that was there since like the 80s. So it was like wood paneling. There was like mirrors like everywhere. It looked like a porn set. It was crazy. And so there was like mirrors, and it just looked nuts. And so I had to tear everything down, and I had 30 days. Or I had 60 days. And my son was born a month before, bro. Yeah. So like I got a newborn son crying at the crib. I'm trying to renovate. So it was a lot, bro. But when it finally finished, I have a video of me taking down like the final like brown paper and like Windexing the corner. It was done, bro. I'm not an emotional dude, but that shit almost like, it was like almost like a relief that like, physical relief, even though it's a mental and emotional relief, it's almost like a physical relief that like, fuck, it's finally over and like we're open for business. You know what I mean? You don't have to drain money or whatever. You know?
So in your story, the landlord came through.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So it was a lot to do, bro. It was a lot to check. It was a lot of waiting, a lot of like, days where you didn't know. You know what I mean? And then like they're offering me another spot right on the first street, which is where the valet, where probably you are normally walking in because Flagler has been closed for such a long time. But that street is really important as well. And they were offering me a spot right there on front view, first store, right when you walk in. But something told me, nah, you got to be in the Seybold. So I held out, and they were like calling me from the two places. All right, I'm like, bro, I don't know. Just give me a second. Let me see if they give me the opportunity, and they did. So yeah, the landlords worked out, and knock on wood or whatever the fuck this is, marble. You know, and we keep
Amazon marble.
Yeah, is it?
That looks good, right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
We keep it low budget around here,
That's
bro.
how you have to do it. Yeah, gutter style.
The Tudor, the Amazon table, you know what I'm saying? That's how we keep the
man.
money
Yeah,
where it needs to be.
Yeah, hell yeah. Good.
Gus, I'm gonna be straight up with you, bro. The stigma on jewelers in the gram is rough right now.
Yeah,
So
always.
how do you separate yourself from the others? And what do we tell our viewers who are right now skeptical about buying from jewelers? Like, what separates you?
Yeah, I mean, for me, you don't even have to, like, I always have this saying that's in all my social media. It's like, trust but verify. And I say it to the guys at the store all the time. You could trust someone, but just verify, just make sure. Por si las moscas, how we say it in Spanish, in case of the flies. And so you have to. So what everyone is going to tell you that they're, oh, yeah, no, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. That's cool. I could tell you, yeah, I'm a guy of integrity. You know what I mean? Like, but that doesn't matter. Just watch the content, and that is the reason why we do it. The biggest thing that you have to overcome in jewelry, specifically watch or gold or anything like that, not fine jewelry is even more. Engagement rings is another branch of jewelry, but is trust. That's the most important shit you have to do. If you aren't trustworthy or someone doesn't trust you, even if it's what the appearance of trust, no one's going to buy from you. That's it. That's literally all you have to do. So the reason why we do the content, the reason why we do the lives, the reason why we tell stories, the reason why you're shown a piece of content that happens at the store once every 3 days, that's how often we're posting on YouTube, is because I want to be transparent. So trust but verify. Okay, cool. I'm a sturdy guy. Anyone listen to this podcast, buy from me because I'm a good guy. Yeah. Fuck that. Yeah. Just watch my YouTube channel. Yeah. It's unedited. It's edited. It's cut. It's every single day. It's what really happens, and I'm live. So if you don't really want to know, I can't fake it for 2 hours 3 times a week. Just check me out and see if you like it. And if you like it, buy from me.
And
Sweet 106.
That's from when you started. This was always your mantra, like
always 100%. Yeah, we were going live on Instagram and on Periscope. Like we were going live before that, and even when live didn't even matter because fuck it, just the YouTube content. We kept on showing people YouTube content because we keep on wanting to be transparent, and that's what's changed, right? That's literally why some people spend thousands and thousands of dollars with me on a consistent basis. I have a really Again, knock on your Amazon marble wood. Mm-hmm. It's a really good thing that I have a really good client base that like really fucks with the brand. And it's because I'm transparent. And some of these guys call me directly. I have literally clients call my cell phone to me, not like one of my guys.
Yeah.
Me.
You talk to the clients.
100%. Sometimes. I mean, not all the time. Right. It depends,
But if they need to, they can go to Gus's shop and talk to
I'm
Gus
there,
directly.
Bro. I'm in Suite 106. Yeah. I'm out here.
Yeah. And I can imagine you got to be worried because when you have so much competition around you, that kind of keeps everybody in check a little bit, like with the pricing and with their stuff, or everybody's trying to roll you under the bus, I'm sure. Like, oh, bro, you bought from Gus. Fuck Gus, right?
No, you know what, man? Bro, honestly, I am a big believer in not talking smack about anyone else, bro. Not especially in business. Everyone talks a little about shit about everybody, bro. Whoever tells you, like, oh, I hate people that talk shit. Bro, you talk shit about somebody, right? It happens. But in business, to a client, never, bro. Never, ever fucking do that. Ever, ever. And I tell the guys at the store, if anyone ever walks in here and asks your opinion about another jeweler, you shut the fuck up. You're not going to say nothing. And you're going to say positive things always, because that's the worst, bro. The worst. People like cattiness between business and you talking smack about another one and they're talking shit about you and then like everybody's like that. I never, ever, ever do that. So if anybody walks in to GVJ and you want to talk about another store, like I'm not going to be here for it. But I can tell you what I can do. And what I could do is just be real. You're going to get like good prices. And at the end of the day, like don't believe me, bro. Just watch the damn content, dog. Like straight up, bro. That's what it's here for.
I agree. Yeah, I get that all the time where someone asks me, oh, what about these guys over here? I'm like, I don't know what the hell those guys do. I'm not there. I don't know what they do, how they do it. I know what I do here,
exactly.
And what I can do for you.
And good for them, and bless them. Like, bro, like Gucci, fool.
Yes,
like, I wish you good vibes, my brother. I'm from the other store. Like, if they need something and I don't have it, go right there, bro. Look, Richards, I send them guys all the time. They send me guys, like, sometimes, bro, I don't have that watch. Just cross right there. My boy's got it.
Yeah.
Coño, we all eat, bro. You know what I mean? As opposed to the everybody talking shit about each other. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to jump on each other. It
doesn't look good.
And it's
not a good look.
So it's like, well, what I'm not saying super sexist, but like that's like like women, like that's like catty stuff. Like you know what I mean? Like if you're a man, dude, like what are you doing talking about another dude? Like come on, bro, like man up.
All right, so let's do some rapid fire real quick.
To me. Hit me.
What should people invest in right now? Gold or diamonds?
Gold, yeah. Diamonds are garbage.
So gold is better.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Rolex or AP?
Rolex, 1,000%. APs on 90% of them, you're gonna lose money.
Flashy or subtle?
Go subtle. Yeah, 100%. Get yourself the stealth wealth all day.
I like that. Biggest mistake people are making right now when they buy jewelry?
Buying natural diamonds, number one. And believing whatever the jeweler says without verifying. There's Google, there's ChatGPT, whatever the jeweler tells you, ChatGPT it to make sure that it's correct.
What should be the first luxury piece someone should get?
You should get, if it's a timepiece that we're talking about, you should get.
Probably timepiece would be the first piece. Then,
yeah,
right?
yeah. If you're gonna buy
start with the.
Yeah. If you're gonna buy a piece of jewelry.
If you're a man.
If you're a man.
If you're a woman. Also a watch.
Yeah, but they go for different reasons. So maybe they're just dressing. Maybe just get a watch. Maybe a nice like watch.
So everybody should start with a watch.
I think you should start with the watch. Yeah, definitely. Especially if you made it. Get yourself a nice watch. Get yourself a nice Rolex. Get yourself a nice Omega. There's other watches outside of a Rolex. I know I keep saying it, but there really is.
Yes, and just get yourself start with a nice little timepiece.
Get yourself a Tudor, bro.
Yeah, I actually get the Tudor. I'm gonna go for the Tudor.
Damn it, just do it already, bro.
But I love this motherfucker.
Yeah,
already,
but
it keeps the flies away. I'm on the yacht. Oh, you got an Apple piece? Yeah, I do. Bitch,
Yeah, but what? You're gonna get the Tudor, and you're gonna get somebody that's gonna be like, bro.
See, that's the problem.
Bro.
I get the Tudor, then all of a sudden, the flock
No,
starts
it
flocking,
doesn't.
and they start getting crazy. And
I guarantee.
That's what I'm trying to avoid. I don't want to
Bro,
sit down and
listen
have some
to me.
dude come next to me and be like, "Oh wow, man, you got a Tudor. What a great piece." I'm be like, "Oh fuck, bro. Why did I listen to Gus, bro?" That's exactly what's gonna happen.
That's exactly
I'm
what's
gonna
gonna
sit down. The guy with the AP is gonna sit down next to me. He's gonna say, "Damn, man, you got a Tudor. Wow, man, how you like it?
Fire! They're gonna give you the fist pump. Now you guys are grabbing.
See, that's what I'm avoiding.
But what if it's on your
deflexing right now? I'm trying to I'm trying to keep them away, you know?
What if it's on the 7 days and now you're banged up and now that's your boy?
That's the problem. Then the 7 days becomes 20.
Let's go.
Then it should extend. That's the problem, bro.
Damn it.
Bro, you're gonna kill me with the Tudor, bro. I'm telling you. All right. If someone wants to level up their life, their business, their money, and everything, what's the first thing that they should change?
I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know if they should change. I mean, it depends on their life, right?
What got Gus up?
Here's the thing, bro.
Something got Gus from Hialeah. Let me rephrase the question and let's compare to Gus, okay? What got Gus from Hialeah to the Seybold Building?
Okay, so
something changed.
The only thing that there's a lot of things that motivate me. More specifically, money motivates me. But I think the biggest one is my parents are two immigrant parents. And my parents, when they got here, they worked as janitors because they didn't have papers, obviously. They married one of my dad married his best friend's wife for the papers. And so he became a citizen, then got my mom into this. So they left their countries. My mom's Argentinian, my dad's Colombian, with zero bread here and raised 3 kids, right? And they gave up their lives, wherever the hell they were, so that they said, we're gonna go do something better with our lives. So their kids, AKA ourselves, my brother, my sister, we have an obligation to make sure that whatever the fuck they did was worth it. And that's it. And that's literally what motivates me all the time. Like, if I could do something and make sure that their fucking journey was worth it, then I did something with my life. I can't be a bum. I just can't. Like, I hated every corporate job that I ever had because I knew I couldn't take it serious. I couldn't work for somebody. It fucking killed me, bro, to do that. So if you had to send oh, this email is great, and the bureaucracy, like, oh, we got to rub shoulders with this supervisor. Like, that shit killed me, bro, because it wasn't real. It's not real humanity. Humanity is having real conversations with real people, and we all talk and share some sort of fucking emotion, right? That's not real. Corporate world is not real, so it wasn't for me. I knew I had to own my own business, and eventually it got to a point where you're 30, 31, and now you're looking at yourself like, bro, what am I going to sit here and work at Amex like I did before, like my whole life? Like, you're a fucking loser. Like, your parents came to this country, ate tremendo dick for years, grew up, raised you and your brother and your sister for you to work at a call center. Like, you're a bum, bro. You're an actual bum. And that's like, you have to take a look at yourself in the mirror. So, like, if someone else has a different story, I don't know. I can't, what I don't want to do is sit here on this amazing platform and do the same fucking spiel that everybody does. And every entrepreneur sits there and thinks like this well-polished answer of this. I don't know what I'm doing, bro. And that's the reality of it. There's times where I'm so fucking stressed that, like, it hurts. I throw up, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I didn't have, my dad sold insurance. My mom was a bus driver, I told you. Like, I don't have this insane education. So, like, I don't know, bro. Everybody's entrepreneur is real. It hurts. It sucks.
Yeah.
And the only thing that you could do is just find your motivation and just reach back into that when it's like dark as fuck, because that's what I do.
So so tell us about a time when it was dark as fuck. And
I mean,
how did you pull through?
Yeah, like bro, like my first year in business, bro. I took a chance with 2 guys that believed in me, and they were like, bro, we're gonna be, we're gonna work for you, and they did. And this was a time where like $30,000, which is still an insane amount of money, but to me that was all I had, right? And I got scammed. Like a guy pulled a chargeback for a fucking $20,000 chain, and another guy pulled a chargeback, or he scammed me for a $20,000 watch. It was like whatever needed to happen happened, and I was like 8 months into the business. And I had all my eggs into this shit. I left the other business that I had. I started on my own. This was like a big risk for me. And to be down in my bank account $28,000, I was fucking in the dumps. And this is just one. This journey is just fucking one. If this is the heartbeat, this is like a pretty bad one. But there's a bunch of these, right? This is just one. And you just sit there and you look at yourself and you're like, how the fuck am I going to do this? I have 2 guys that depend on me. I have my family. I have your whole reputation. I mean, your ego, right? Everything is on the fucking line for this stuff. And you just sit there and you just realize, okay, cool. Like, the only thing that helps me is just, I know that I can't tackle whatever the fuck problem I'm in, whatever hole I'm in, right? Not try to sound motivational, but you can't do that. And so the only way that you have to do it is just do one good thing tomorrow. And we're going to try to get 1 good sale. And then we're going to get 2 good sales. And then 3 good sales. And then 1 fucking person asks the other person. And then all of a sudden you got 7 good sales. And now you're 15. And now that hole is not $28,000. Now it's 14. So you're like, oh, fuck, that sucked. But now I could do it, right?
Chipping
like
away.
Chipping away. Yeah. And you work one way and you work it and you fucking put your head down and work, bro. Yeah. And it's going to happen again. And look, whatever success I mildly might have, tomorrow I'm a sue away from being bankrupt. And that's how you have to look at it. So you can't sit there and rest,
Well, how do you know royalty?
Royalty.
Yeah.
Ooh, who's royalty?
Me.
Yeah.
That's the people in downtown.
Because you Amanda?
You'd be surprised. Everyone outside of downtown knows me like that, but just you guys.
Really?
Know me as Amanda.
So you know her as Amanda? She didn't even let me introduce her as Amanda to anybody.
Yeah,
she makes me
people
introduce her as royalty.
Mm-hmm.
Who's royalty?
Her.
That was my artist name. So a lot of my clients, literally, only downtown people know me as Amanda. Sometimes
Really?
I'm like,
She makes me introduce her as royalty to people.
no idea.
Yeah, you do make me.
This is groundbreaking.
Yes,
I
you
have
didn't
no
know. Now
idea.
you
that's probably why
gotta
he
go
was so
back and
confused
spread
when
the
he
word.
texted.
I was like, wait, what the
You gotta go back and spread the word so they know, okay? Well, yo,
I'm
Amanda's
only gonna call
royalty.
you royalty now.
That's
Yes.
fine with me.
We gotta get royalty a little piece so she can go around flexing.
Yeah, hell
See,
yeah.
like royalty's
I need to
young. Like,
watch.
she's
But
someone
you're
that can
right.
win a little piece. You know what I'm saying?
you're
And it'll level her up and make her look
You're
like.
probably so over that shit, having like just having to like
I don't
shoot
own
that
a
shit
nice
all day.
watch. I have a pullover. But like
Okay.
jewelry pieces, I feel like I'm good. I try to get 1 piece every year, but a watch I don't have yet.
Yeah.
She a boss, bro.
Think
She a
I'm-
boss. I mean,
All right.
she surprises
We'll
me
get you a
every
little
day.
something. We'll get you a little something.
Yeah.
Royalty.
Royalty be leveling up.
What the
I offered
fuck
her.
is this name?
I tried to invest with royalty. She told me to go fuck myself. She's
I
like,
did
hell
too.
no.
That's good.
She's like, I'm my own boss. I don't need no partners. I'm like, god damn.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
bro.
that's
Gus, hey, thank you for coming.
My guy.
Appreciate you, man.
Hell
This
yeah.
was great. And
Hell
I
yeah.
think it was very educational for our people.
Good.
So
Yeah. Good.
I love it, bro.